Oh, Alchan, I know you. Good to see everybody. Let's see, it is 10 o'clock. I want to respect your time. And so I'm going to get started. And if you are here to learn a little bit more tips and tricks on how to use Google to its full effectivity, that's a good word for me, then you're in the right place. So I'm really pleased that you're here. It's probably the best decision that you've recently made, because I'm going to show you how to get at least 3 to 4 hours every single week. If you could do me a favor and mute yourself, I think you're probably all muted already. I'm going to start with logistics for today. So you want to limit your distractions. That means turning off your beepers, ringers, cat and dog notifications, all that good stuff. Grab a pen and a notebook because you might want to use it as we go through this class, and stay all the way to the end, because you're going to have you're going to miss a huge I can't even talk. You're going to miss a huge opportunity if you bank off early. And if you resonate and you feel inspired to play with me, I'll have an invitation to join me for the Google Workspace Formula, where you can save at least 4 more hours every week, make money, and run your business like a pro. So let's get it going. What if I told you that every single thing that you thought about organizing your workspace was dead wrong? Now, here's the real truth. Your inbox isn't messy because you're bad at email, and your calendar isn't chaotic because you're disorganized. It's simply because no one ever showed you the easiest right system until right now. And guess what? You're stuck in your old habits, and it might have been, your habits might have been formed by default, or maybe what you were using was just created at the last minute. I used to do that when you were in reaction mode, right? And as I'm sure you're aware, it always pays to research and choose your best methods before you begin any new endeavor. So today we're going to talk about how to eliminate your email overwhelm, how to organize your digital workspace, and finally take control of your time with less stress. You can stop drowning in your inbox and declutter your inbox and keep it organized for good. Yes, it's possible. And you'll save at least 4 to 5 hours every week when you discover the time-saving strategies to automate and streamline your workflow. And you'll never have to worry again about missing an important contact or an important email, because you'll be able to prioritize what matters to you in Gmail by applying filters, labels, and snooze features. I love the snooze. And then when you use Google Calendar, you're going to enjoy seamless scheduling, right? So you'll have all the information that you need all in one glance. And you can also what this does is it boosts your productivity and your focus, because when you're organized, you have more mental space and you can focus on growing your business and making more money. At the end of this presentation, I'm going to give you easy to use templates to do the heavy lifting. So stick around to the end and you'll grab the bonuses. Now, I don't know how much you know about me. Some of you are new friends. Some of you are friends that have been around for a while, but I'm just going to go quickly through my background and what brings me here today. So over the years, I've enjoyed several careers, and most of them have been entrepreneurial. I consider myself a serial entrepreneur. At the beginning, I was a classical violinist in college, and then I became an audio engineer. Then I fell in love with sailing, and I became a licensed boat captain just so I could get paid to sail and move boats around. At that point, I lived full-time out of a duffel bag. And during that time, I learned the importance of living small, and that you don't really need as much things as you think you need in life. After that, I became a travel writer, and I was on the road living out of a suitcase at that point, 42 weeks a year. Again, I realized you don't really need as much things as you need. So I'd get back to my apartment and I'd purge, because I had the clarity of thought of what was really important in my life and what was not. Later, I created a publishing design agency with my husband, and you might be noticing that I like change. And I'm artistic, creative, serial entrepreneur. I like to uncover and discover new methods, and I love to explore new modalities. And that's actually what's bringing me right here today. I discovered that I love change, and I also found out that people who want to change sometimes find it really difficult. So when I relocated to San Diego, my first friend was a doctor who was on a healing journey. And I went to her home, and upon seeing what she was living in, I'm like, girlfriend, you are never going to heal if you're surrounded by all this stuff. So I helped her purge. And I helped her get new clothes because she was feeling really down and really sick. And she goes, girlfriend, you're really good at this. And I said, you should become a professional
You're
organizer.
what?
I'm like, what the heck is this? And she goes, well, talk to my girlfriend who's been hiring a pro organizer for years. And after I did the interview with her, I said, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not only going to become a professional organizer, I'm becoming a personal stylist. And that was the beginning of my career. So my whole goal really is to help people create change in their life and implement new systems that will support healthy body, mind, and their business. Now, just so you know, launching a new business was not an easy journey for me back then because I love shiny objects. Yeah, one of my things. In the beginning of this career as a pro organizer, I was busy, 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 busy. And as an artistic creative, I love chasing squirrels. I spent way too much time trying to create systems, creating systems only halfway, leaving them in my wake, and then being completely confused about what was working and what was not working. And that was until year 2, I finally said, look, this is stupid. I need to reel myself in. And does this sound familiar to anybody on this path? Type yes in chat if it's you, if you like those shiny objects in your artistic creative. So that's what I am. And so what I decided to do, yeah, I love them too, Mary. Carrie. Oh, good to see you, Carrie. So when I finally decided this, I had this epiphany. I decided I need some guide rails. I need guide rails. So what I did at that time, Google loved words, and Google ranked websites according to how many words you had back then. So I decided, hey, I'm going to become a columnist and write for the Coast News Group. And I got that job. And what it did for me was 4 things. It made me write 500 words a week. It gave me copy for my websites. It created deadlines for me, which I really need. Every single Wednesday, I had to turn in 500 words, and it kept me focused, right? If you're like me, you need good deadline and also a kick in the butt, so to speak, to control your squirrel chasing tendencies. I totally did. Now, I also have to feel the reward is greater than the pain of being linear. And that's what I've learned all along the way. If I can feel greater reward to like stay focused, then I'll do it. And I think that's the way we are as artistic creatives, right? So when I was writing for the Coast News, my first aha moment was, and a turning point as a pro, was if I had a system and a guardrail that made me productive, I'd do it. After I settled into that, and I had a great habits, things began to happen really super quickly. It was weird. Good Morning America called me to say they wanted to feature me as a successful woman entrepreneur. Go figure, right? This was a huge reward for setting up systems and guardrails, don't you think? Yeah. So shortly after that, I published my first book. And this is what focusing and implementing routines and systems and structure in your life can also do for you. Now, what sets me apart from other pro organizers is I'm also a personal stylist and I thrive on creativity, right? The fact for me that no 2 clients are alike is what brings me great joy and keeps me here after 20 years doing the same thing. And I'm not saying all this to brag, but if you're like me, you want to know that, whoever you're listening to or whatever advice you're going to take you're taking it from someone who's qualified, who actually walks their talk. So I thrive on creating systems that stick for each individual. In fact, part of my code of ethics as a board certified professional organizer, I have to transfer skills. If I don't transfer skills, I basically not doing my job and breaching my code. Okay, so enough about me. Now, I know that taking the time to set up systems that work for you instead of against you will save you hours. However, it takes time to make time, right? Abe said it, Abe Lincoln, my favorite dude, said it the best way. He said, 1 hour of preparation saves me 3 hours of perspiration. And think about this, time is finite, right? Our life is limited, and it pays to take time to create more free time. According to my client, Michael Gerber, who's the author of the E-Myth, business systems are the key to growth. And I found that out the hard way at the beginning of my career, right? So if you truly want to grow your business, systems are the key, right? And setting up good systems always takes time. And that's what I find as entrepreneurs. We don't want to set aside time to make it better. We just want to go, 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 if you're anything like me. But what I can tell you is that taking time is an investment in yourself. And think of it this way. Every dollar counts when you're running a business. So consider if you waste 5 hours a week on disorganized files or slow emails, or, that's 260 hours a year that you're basically spending on not growing your business, right? Now, if you're not feeling forward momentum right now, that the one that you deserve, there could be a gap in your business, and it's probably a lack of systems that are impacting your revenue. So don't beat yourself up, because even the most seasoned entrepreneurs have this challenge, right? So there's easy to create solutions, and once the gap's filled in, your revenues will increase with less effort. And they have studies that say your business's bottom line increases by 20 to 30% when you have systems in place. Now, think about it just from income. Imagine what you could do with that income if you had 20 to 30% increase. Now, if you haven't figured this out yet, I love systems now. Systems are my way to go. And because I know that it saves myself and my team hours of time every week, so I can have more free time, make more money, and enjoy life more fully, right? In a recent study, people were asked if they felt too overwhelmed to focus on their job. Do you see this stat? 93% feel too overwhelmed to even focus, right? Ugh. It's easy to be overworked and overloaded when your systems are working against you instead of for you. So this is a fact. Being disorganized and using bad or broken systems, or having no systems in place, is going to cost you either time, money, or relationships. And these costs will begin to mount up over and over. You'll see the files mislabeled in weird places. You'll see the lack of any type of system that keep you organized. You see yourself trying to find that latest draft that that you say, but you can't remember what you named it or where you put it, right? And you waste 40 minutes searching for it. That 40 minutes for one file. This is normal. So that 40 minutes you could be spending, how about creating a new program? How about onboarding a new client? How about talking to a hot lead, right? How about making more money? So if you're someone like me with ADD, you tend to scramble more than most people, right? On the average, people spend a significant amount of time looking for misplaced items and dealing with disorganization. Studies show that most of us spend 1 year of our life searching for lost items. It's about 8,700 hours. That's on an average lifespan. Probably more now, because we're not getting older and living longer. This is a study a few years ago. But here's the thing, disorganization can also lead to inefficiencies, such as being late for work or wasting time at home so you can't get out the door. And, over the course of our lifetime, 3,680 hours, that's 153 days, right? 153 days wasted just trying to find things. So if you feel overwhelmed or scattered, you're not alone, right? I just read this survey from Oprah Magazine, the study, and it says that entrepreneurs of all generations are losing weeks of productivity, actually 1.5 hours each day, doing tasks that aren't productive. They're searching for old emails. They're searching for documents they know they have, but they can't find. This is 7.5 hours that entrepreneurs lose every week, which is 390 hours a year, which is almost a month, almost one entire month wasted every single year, right? So think about what you could do with 4 weeks, right? What could you do with 4 weeks? Do you want to take a vacation? Do you want to have more picnics in the park? My favorite thing. Do you want more free weeks to hang out with your kids or your family? How about a vacation? Or how about just having time to read a book? or working, but saving that money towards retirement, right? I know I would. Okay, so I have a quick poll for you. Which do you think costs you more time? This is just time, right? Is it email chaos? Is it calendars juggling? Is it lost documents? Type in chat what you think it is. Maybe it's information trying to find client stuff. Which do you think costs you the most right now? Emails, calendar, documents, clients. What do you think? Email. Yep. Emails, looking for documents, calendar, documents. Yeah. Documents are a big deal. And email stuck in your inbox. Yeah. Lisa, email. Teresa, email. Yeah. Al, lost files for sure. Yeah. So today I'm going to show you how you can begin fixing all 4 with some quick wins. And we're going to starting with a few tiny changes. Yeah, Maggie, each and every one of them. Most of us have all that. And then if you stick around, there's a prize at the end that'll save you hours next week. Or yeah, next week. Okay, so here's how disorganization costs you money. Now, one of the most disarming to me and alarming dangers of disorganization is this direct impact on my finances. Studies show that disorganized businesses can lose up to 30% of their annual revenue due to inefficiency, wasted time, and errors. That could be late payments, it could be missed invoices, it could be forgetting to invoice people, it could be forgetting to pay bills. All this is a result of poor organization. This is interesting with QuickBooks. QuickBooks says 64% of small business owners struggle with cash flow issues due to being disorganized. Now, I experienced this myself back in the day when I had the publishing agency in Florida. We didn't have a good system for follow-up or tracking, right? And it took a real big toll on our sales team. They simply didn't have the proper tools to flourish. And as a result, they missed a lot of appointments. They missed the close. They forgot who they were supposed to close. And it kept us from hitting our financial goals. And we definitely struggled to keep the lights on and to keep people paid on payroll, simply because we didn't have the system set up, because I didn't know really about that at that point in time, right? But this is what happens. So let's consider that your business generates $250,000 a year, right? If you lose 4 weeks of productivity, this equals to a month of income, which equals about 20 grand a year that you're losing until you take action and do something about it. Being disorganized also costs you relationships. I've been a sad witness to a lot of my clients, and one in particular I think of all the time. He is a mortgage lender, a mortgage broker actually, and he didn't have enough free time to enjoy any quality time with his family. In fact, he was working 7 days a week, 10 to 12 hours a day. He had 3 kids, and his wife basically was a single parent. You know, he just shouldn't have any support. She was handling everything by herself, and she was becoming really resentful. So we were together, and once he was able to set aside the time to get organized, right? He had to take even more time to get organized, right? That's always a thing. He set aside the time though, and we created systems for him and his company. Then he was able to go to his children's ballet. He was able to attend his son's baseball game. And the most important thing for me, I made him schedule date nights with his wife, and it actually worked. And here's the thing, when you're constantly stressed and you're running behind and you're worried about your business, your relationships begin to fail. Has anybody experienced that? Yeah. Yeah. I know I did when we owned Banyan Publishing and we were so stressed and freaked out. Our marriage was not doing so well. I was in business with my husband. We were just too busy to even like chill, have a picnic or anything, right? Because we were worried about our family business and trying to meet payroll. So being disorganized is going to cost you one of the 3, right? Time, money, relationships, or all 3. So once you've heard about this, which one do you think affects you most right now? Type in chat. Do you think it's the time you're getting screwed on? Maybe you're not making the money, or maybe you have some relationships that kind of fallen away. You know, some people, one of my clients, Elise, she didn't have any time for her girlfriends. And I'll talk all about her in a little bit later, but she had no time for girlfriends, and her girlfriends kind of slipped away. Yeah, time and money. Yeah. But here's the thing. The biggest thing you're losing is progress. Anthony Robbins says it this way: progress equals happiness, right? Even if you're not where you want to be yet, if you're on the road, if you're improving, if you're making progress, you're going to love it and be happy. So really, more than anything, staying disorganized is costing you happiness. When you're unhappy, this is what happens. You're less motivated, you're less likely to do anything, and you're much more likely to procrastinate, because you're just bummed out and disappointed and lackluster, right? You just don't have the mojo or the energy to do anything. Okay, so imagine this. A snowstorm hits you overnight. You have an important meeting, you have to leave the house, but you're pretty much stuck shoveling snow, scraping your windshield, and waiting for that car to warm up 20 to 30 minutes before you can actually get going. This takes 30 to 4 minutes out of your day. How do you feel while you're scrambling to get out the driveway, right? I'm sure you'd rather not be doing that. Actually, that's why I live in San Diego now. I left Ohio because of the snow. I was actually allergic to the cold. I got hives. Yeah, there's actually a real condition called urticaria. And that's what I had. I would get hives because I was so cold. Now I made a choice and I took control and I made a shift for my life for the better, moved to Florida. Then I moved to San Diego. And unlike living where there's snowstorms, it's the same thing, right? You got to make a choice. Instead of digging through snow, you're digging through your overflowing inbox. You're scrambling to find a missing document or an important email. You're even overbooking your calendar and you're late for appointments because you're stuck in the snow, which to me at the beginning of my career is stuck in the muckier stuff, right? You're stuck and you can't move forward. But guess what? These are all of these maladies or choices. They're all preventable and they're all fixable. So you can choose to stay where you are, or you can decide to make a shift and take control of your time, your money, and your relationships. It's your choice, really. Whatever you want to do about it is all up to you. After working with clients for 20 years, I noticed a recurring theme. There's 3 massive mistakes that keep us overwhelmed and overworked. The first mistake is wasting time in your freaking inbox, right? Your overflowing inbox. The second one is you're missing important appointments or you're overbooking and you're running late. The third is you're wasting 4.5 hours trying to find your documents. That's so normal. So let's take a minute to explore these challenges and I'm going to give you some solutions. There's 3 productivity hats that I use all the time. Now, there's simple automations and hacks you can use to take control of your inbox and stop getting sucked into other people's call to actions. And it pays to use only one calendar, right? Don't use multiple calendars. When you know how to save and find your documents quickly with less effort, you're not going to have to rely on duct tape or Post-it notes to get stuff done. One reason that you might not move forward as fast as you want with your business is you don't have systems, right? You're going to be talking about this over and over, and it's hard to make them by yourself. So think of your business like a car, right? There's all sorts of systems in that car. Oh, Ginny left Ohio. Yeah, me too. Sorry, I just saw that. Squirrel. Anyhow, there's all sorts of systems in your car, and it's a complex process to make your car and keep it running, right? So you would never set out to make a car. You'd simply go out and buy one, right? And it's the same with your business. The most successful people in the world use tried and true blueprints to get them to where they want to go better, faster, quicker, with less stress. No one has the time to know how to build an entire business by yourself, right? No one does, just like you don't know how to do a car. Now, here's the thing about systems. Most people just try to do the best they can with what they have. That's what's me 18 years ago. And most of the time they have rudimentary skills. Look at it this way. You could try to build a car or fix something in your business with a little duct tape, like the guy who decided to duct tape this airplane wing. Yes, this is a true story. Now, listen, the duct tape might have worked initially, just like your piece together system, until you reach 30,000 feet and you're on a roll, right? And this is what we do with business. We duct tape things together for the short term, but sometimes this fix ends up sticking around way too long, right? Your little half-baked systems, and they stick around way too long, no pun intended. But can you believe this, dude? Yeah, this is what we do, though. You know, he's duct taping the airplane, thinking that it's going to work. And here's the thing: we get used to half-baked systems, right? Mary. I love that. So she's saying duct tape has saved me too many times, many times, and it does. I mean, we used to have an RV. We had, we still have an RV, but we used to have Volkswagen vans, camper vans. And my husband always said a duct tape can fix anything. Like anything, I can just duct tape it because that's what happens with the old camper vans. Now that we have a bigger, better RV, I'm not sure if that's the case. But here's the thing. This is your business, and you don't have to duct tape it together. You don't have to use Post-it notes to keep your business going, or even spend sleepless nights, worrying about missing appointments. I've had so many clients over the year who can't sleep. They say they lay at night and they're looking up at the ceiling and they're making their to-do list because they don't want to miss anything the next day. Does this sound familiar to anybody? So many of my clients can't sleep. My client Mindy had not been able to sleep for almost 3 years before we met. And we spent time designing a calendar. For her, it was her calendaring challenges, right? So we designed a calendar that would keep her on track and one that she could use no matter where she was, what state or what country, so that she could know where she had to go, what she had to do right in one glance. And it was all with her all the time. Now Mindy sleeps well, and every appointment she has and everything she has to do is on her calendar. Now, if you think this image is a joke, it's really not. One of my clients was a TV producer, and he had Post-it notes scattered everywhere across his workspace. There were so many Post-it notes that his crew actually called me in as an intervention to help him. So I worked together, and I kind of curbed him from his Post-it note habit, because it was creating more havoc than help for him and for his crew too. And so once we set up a documents, he had Post-it notes, right? Because he couldn't find his files. Let's get real here. Once I was able to show him how to locate and deal with his files, we could get rid of all of his Post-it notes. Honestly, he kept 2 on his monitor at the end of the day, but he no longer had to rely on Post-it notes for a system, because guess what? That system really didn't work anyhow. His actual desk was in the hallway going in and out of the studio, and literally people would walk by and a Post-it note would fly off. Do you think this is a good system? No. Type no in chat if you're with me on that. I think no about that. Okay, so let's talk about emails, right? So yeah, no. Okay, so let's talk about emails. Let's face it, your inbox is probably a hot mess. It's like a digital junk drawer, right? But probably with more passive aggressive, per my last email replies. Now, nobody has time for 7,434 emails in your inbox, unless you're going for that mysterious busy person persona, right? Or 500,000 emails like someone I talked to just last week, right? So with a few automation hacks, you can perform a Gmail triage and automatically sort your inbox without losing your mind. Yeah, I know, Teresa, I'm reading your mind. Okay, so here's one quick fix. And this is something I do immediately with every client. I want you to set your inbox to view 100 emails at a time, not 50, which is the default, right? Why I like that is that I can immediately see 100 emails. And what I do is I check them all to delete them. And then I uncheck the few that I want to keep. And then boom, they're gone. So make sure, go to your settings and make sure that you have viewing of 100. That's step one. Also, you want to make sure that you have your Gmail set up to sort in categories. I mean, Gmail spent a lot of time setting up these categories for you. You know, there's primary, social, so on and so forth. Make sure you use them. Don't fight against that. They spent a long time figuring it out, and there's a reason that it works, okay? I go into social, and I pretty much see 100 at a time and delete almost everything quickly. Right? Same thing with promotions. You know, the primary is a different thing, but you definitely want to use those sorting mechanisms. They are there for a reason. You might also want to create filters, right? If you don't know how to do filters, definitely check it out. But you want to do this so that you have your biggest clients sorted and that everything else works and is filtered accordingly. You can see what I've done on a few of these. I have some people that are skipping the inbox completely, applying, a label. Some of them are just being deleted. Some of these are very priority. So you can create new filters when you enter the sender's email or domain. In other words, you go into your settings, you click create a filter, you apply the label, and you create a label, right? This is going to save you hours. So this is something you need to know how to do. So you can also filter out the noise and get more things done when you choose to snooze. I don't know if anybody does this. You can always turn off your notification bells. Well, actually, you should always turn off your notifications. Don't have things beeping at you because you got an email. Who the heck cares, right? You're going to check your inbox only a couple times a day. But you can choose to snooze and you can use Boomerang. I've been using Boomerang forever. It's a free add-on. And what Boomerang does, it pauses your inbox at big think times for big brain projects, right? And it also, you can schedule new emails to arrive only a few times a day. Or you can temporarily stop your email notifications all the time, right? Or, temporarily. I have mine off all the time. So you can also set important emails that are important to you to come through all the time. So you can choose what you want to do with your life and with your inbox. So check out Boomerang. It works well and it's free. So after you implement a few of these tactics, right, you're going to either be at inbox zero or inbox hero phase. Now you can aim for inbox zero, or at least inbox, I can see the floor, AKA only 50, right? But here's a reality check. I think inbox zero is a myth. It's like a unicorn, right? Or it's like that quick meeting that ends up being like 45 minutes. So my goal always is to strive for progress, not perfection, right? And remember what Tony Robbins says, progress equals happiness. If I'm making progress and you're making progress, I'm a happy camper because, perfection is overrated and simply not worth it. And that's what I think kind of inbox zero is. Unless you're a weird unicorn like my husband, if he has more than 5 emails, he freaks out. And that's the beauty of my job. I love that we're all different and we all have different degrees of what works and what doesn't work for us, right? That's the beauty of it. So even after you have automation in place, you have to learn how to stay out of your inbox. And my client, Kyla, is a case in point of this. So she was a talented director of marketing for a very famous author here in San Diego. One day, her boss pulled her aside and said, Kyla, you have sent me 32 emails today. 32 emails. Now, fortunately, he was a really cool boss and she didn't get fired, but she learned at that point, that's when she called me in and she's like, something's wrong with this situation. Now she's trained to know and understands that every email sent to her is a call to action. And she takes a pause before she sends it on to someone else or even reacts herself, right? So she wasn't fired. She eventually actually became VP of marketing instead of just marketing person. And this was her aha moment. She said, every email I open is a call to action. I needed to stop reacting, take a pause, and think before I took unnecessary action. Did you realize this, that every email in your inbox is a call to action? So when you go in there, you're in reaction mode. You're not being proactive. You're starting to react. Every single email that hits you wants you to do something, right? Respond, call here, click there, whatever. Send me this, send me that, listen to this, read this. Bare minimum is just read me, right? So again, it's you have to react when you go into your inbox. Once you realize that, like Kyla, you're staying out of your inbox. And ironically, when she sent me this email, she sent me this email and said, ironically, I am emailing you to tell you this, but I'm getting out my inbox right away. Okay, let's talk about documents now, right? Stop playing hide and seek with your documents. Do you know where your documents are? Do you know where they are? Are they playing hide and seek with you every single day? Type yes, probably. I think all of you should be typing yes because this is a truthism. Now, most of us have way overcomplicated foldering systems. I know I used to, right? Used to be me before I learned the 5-folder hack. I would go wide and not deep. I had so many different folders spread across, I couldn't find them. Now, you can use this quick fix and triage your documents by setting up 5 main folders. Now, this is an example because a lot of you are different, right? All of you are different, but this is a good example. You have a big client bucket. You have a project bucket. You have a company docs bucket. You have a taxes bucket, and then an archive bucket. I like the archive because archive eventually can be delete. So I know what you're thinking, I need different folder titles. Yeah, this is where my fun begins. And that's where my creativity kicks in because we all have different needs. You all have different needs. And as I work with each client, we determine together what the best big bucket titles will be. But one thing I know for a fact is you need 5 big buckets. No more, hardly, maybe 6, but basically 5 big buckets to put your stuff in. Once you have those, it's very easy to sort into the buckets, right? So let's talk about contacts. Okay. Oh, good, Mary. She's okay with documents. Good job. Probably because you have 5 buckets. You only have big buckets, right? Okay. Do you have multiple contact databases that don't sync together? Yeah. My client, Sarah, was constantly trying to figure out her technology in her database. She couldn't figure out why. She had some contacts in her phone, some in her drive. She knew she had some in an Excel spreadsheet, but they're not all in the same place. And she couldn't find names and numbers when she needed them without checking 2 to 3 different places. Does it sound familiar to anybody? Say yes in chat if it sounds like you. So this is the thing. She had contacts in her phone. She had contacts in her computer. She also had Excel spreadsheet. I don't know why. But it sometimes took her so long to find contact information when she needed it that she resorted to going back into her inbox, trying to find that email, hoping and praying that in that email it had the client phone number because she had to call the person, right? So one day, Sarah told me she was running late for her client meeting. And this is a true story. She couldn't find the client's phone number. She was overbooked on her calendar, right? So she's running late. She couldn't find the client's number to call them to tell them that she was running late. And so by the time she arrived, the clients were gone. And here's the thing. They would have waited. If she could have texted them or called them, hey, I'm 10 minutes late or 15 minutes late, they probably would have waited and she wouldn't have missed the client if only they knew. But she could not call them because she did not have their number because who knows where it was. She had so many databases going on. And that's when she called me in for interception and for help. So you see how having disjointed contact databases will waste you minutes and hours. Yeah. Searching for numbers and emails, searching for documents, trying to get back with people. Yeah. So you do have $1 million database. But here's the thing, is it worth $1 million if it's not put together? Unless you know how to find your contacts, it's not that $1 million database. It's a database full of inefficiencies and full of, I don't know what to do about this. So I'm going to show you a few easy things you could do right now as a way to clean up your contacts. Now, a big part of making money is follow-up, right? So to do this easily, you need to label and keep track of your important contact details and interactions. But how do you do that? Well, I love Google Contacts. There's so much stuff about Google Contacts. They've spent years figuring this out. So what you can do in Google Contacts is you can create labels, which will allow you to categorize your contacts into buckets, right? And here's the thing, what's really cool, you can add multiple labels for each client. They could be a client, they could be a friend, they could be a networking contact, they could be a speaking gig, right? So you can label each person with what all the things they are to you. And then here's the magic. You could search client with the label, client, friend, networking, and then you can find everyone that fits into that category, which will allow you to narrow it down. It's a game changer for follow-ups. When I first started using Google Contacts, I'll tell you a quick story. I was trying to find a house cleaner and I had a house cleaner, but I had to skip her and I lost her, but I had her under vendors. And I went into my vendor label and I was able to find her. And the same thing happened to me with like my plumber, like how often you need a plumber, right? But if you have them under vendors and you can't remember the name of the plumber, you can go under vendors, find plumber, and then find the person. So see how this really helps you find what you need to find quicker, better, faster later. So type yes in chat or any, give me any icon in chat if you want to do fun icons. If you've just realized you maybe been doing this the hard way. It's true, Chris. Did you see what he said? He said, if you need a plumber, you have bigger problems than that. But I could tell you a story about that, but I'm not even going to go there. Happened to me just 2 weeks ago. Okay, moving on. Another bonus of Google Contacts that is not, oh, darn. Oh, good. It's showing up for you. It's not only easy to find them when they're saved, but you can see all the emails that were sent to and from them. I use this all the time with my clients. If I can't remember who said what, when, what was I supposed to do, what were they supposed to do, I can see the whole trail and recent. If they're a contact and if they're saved in Google Contacts, I can see all of the backs and forths that happen, and I can even find the documents that they sent me. Yeah, yeah. I saw a question go by quickly. Oh, did someone have a question? Okay, I'm going to open up for questions. So keep your questions, because I'm going to open up for questions and answer as many as you need as we go further. So having this is so robust for me. It saves me hours. And I love having the documents right there. I no longer have to really save the documents anywhere because they're saved. They're saved in their contact. They're attached to their contact. Did anybody know that this happens? Did anybody realize you can do this? No, it's pretty cool. Type yes if you knew this, because I want to know where you guys are with this. Did anybody know this? Okay, Brene knew it. Mary doesn't. Yeah, Samira didn't. It's pretty freaking robust and cool. And this is the thing. Oh, you're not understanding. Okay. Well, I'm going to get into that definitely. But sorry, Melanie. Do you know that if you have a Google contact if you have a contact saved in Google Contacts, that you can see all their interactions? Yeah. So if you have to put the person in contact and you have to save them, right? First off, they have to be in your Google Contacts. They can't be there by default, because Google actually does that too. They save it in default. But you need to go in and clean up that contact. And then any email they send you or you send them is in history. See recent interactions, see it? And then also any shared files are there as well with that contact. This is robust. This is something that they spent years getting it together for us, but we're not using it because we're not seeing it, and we didn't even know it was there. You go to see them in the actual contact garrison. So when you're in that actual person's contact, that's when you see the stuff. Assuming that they were saved as a contact before they started doing the back and forth. They have to be saved as a legitimate contact before you see all that stuff from them, right? Yeah, this is huge. So let's talk about taking control of your calendar and your time, right? I always say this: choose your calendar, choose it wisely. Choose one calendar. Don't have 2 or 3 or different calendars. It just doesn't work. Okay. You need one calendar. And in today's age, you need one calendar that syncs across all of your devices. And here's a little story, right? My client Sam was exhausted. She was a business owner. And in the beginning, when we started working together, she had 3 calendars. This might sound familiar to you. She had a family calendar that was hanging on the kitchen wall. She had another calendar in her agenda. And then what she said was her main calendar was saved on her phone. So she had 3 calendars, digital, paper, none of them were in sync. Now, do you think she spent a lot of time trying to make sure that everything updated each other, right? How many hours do you think she spent on that every week, right? So can you see how having only one calendar, or can you see, actually, I should say, can you see how these 3 calendars were sabotaging her productivity? Yeah, I bet you can. Type yes if you can. So once Sam merged all of her calendars into one system, she stopped missing important deadlines. She saved herself a lot of time, because she was spending a lot of time going back and forth to the kitchen. Oh, now she's at work. Now she has to go back to the kitchen, make sure that she put that in there, right? So she spent so much time trying to sync everything, so she knew where she was and where she was supposed to be going and what she was supposed to be doing. It was time wasted and stressed out, really stressed out. So when we got a family calendar together, her family was all on Google Calendar with all separate calendars. They could see what each person was doing. Case in point, I have a house guest this week. They're digital nomads. And I'm asking Jesse, is Corey free? When's Corey free today? She popped open Google Calendar. She said, oh, he's free at 4:30. I'm like, perfect. right? So she could see his calendar, he could see her calendar. I can see, my husband's calendar. And so you want to have all the calendars so that they're talking together and that you can see the ones that you want to see at any given time. Who here uses Google Calendar? Type Google in there if you use Google Calendar, or type calendar. Let me know if you're using Google Calendar right now. What's cool about Google Calendar, okay, cool. We're all sort of, okay, sort of, yeah. So what's cool about Google Calendar, there's so many features that you don't even know exist. Like, did you know that you can have multiple calendars going on? Did you know you can limit to only see one thing at a time? If I want to see all my speaking gigs, I can just eliminate everything but that to see real quickly. If I want to see, I can see whatever I want to see, as much or as little as I want to see at any glance. So cool, right? So there's a lot of different things you can do to streamline Google Calendar. And before this, I was talking to, I think, Maggie about time zones. You can actually set up to see if you have, like, I have a client in France and I have a client in Germany, and I can see the different time zones when I look at my calendar. So I know actually what time they are when I'm trying to talk to them, or what time to tell them the calendar event is based on Pacific versus GMT, right? So yeah, so it's really robust, and there's all sorts of features and bells and whistles that you can add to Google Calendar once you start using it, right? Once you start using it to its full capability. And this is the thing about the Google Suite and Google Workspace, is that there's so many features that you don't even know what they are until you start digging into them. And it's like, holy moly, they set this up for me. I always consider it a gift. It's like, they did that for me. They did that for me. Oh, this is helping me so much. So here's the thing. You have two options right now. You can get help right now, or you can try to figure it out by yourself and duct tape. Now, lucky for you, I think it's a super easy choice. Now, I'm sure right now you're thinking, oh God, Kathi, this sounds awesome, but I don't think I can go it alone. I don't think I can do it myself. And this is the time you get to decide the fate of your business, really. Will you continue to procrastinate, keep feeling overwhelmed, keep struggling with disorganization? Or are you going to take action to actually change the course of your life and your business? You give yourself the gift of more time, more energy, and more money, and more happiness, right? By implementing a Google system and the formula, you can buy back almost 1 month every year. You can finally experience the ease and flow of being organized in every aspect of your business, which flows right into the freedom in your life. You'll stop wasting time trying to find information that you don't know about, and stop feeling unproductive at the end of each day. Who here at the end of each day says, what did I do? What did I get done? Yeah. That used to happen to me a lot. It still happens to me from time to time. We're human, but with systems in place, it happens less frequently. So if you're ready to be more productive, efficient, more profitable, type yes in chat. Yeah. It's time to make the decision to take action and get the success you really deserve, because right now it's decision time. You can continue to procrastinate, duct taping, and taking control of your business, or you can take action. Now, I understand what you might be feeling right now. I've been doing this 20 years, right? I've spent over 10,000 hours working with clients who face similar decisions. And people think I'm an organizer, but really what I do is help people overcome their procrastination and help them get started. What I know about procrastination is this: it's silent and it's dangerous. It's a dangerous habit for us as entrepreneurs. It leads us to lost opportunities. It heightens our stress, and it makes us burn out. And once you realize the impact that procrastination is, you begin to be proactive, right? You begin to, just like me going to Coast News and saying, I need someone to kick me in the butt and make me write 500 words a week. It's the same exact thing, right? You got to put on guardrails to yourself and be proactive so that you can manage your time and your tasks better, take control, and protect your company's growth. And quite honestly, safeguarding your health and your well-being, right? Start sleeping better at night. Oh my gosh. So for those of you who are ready to buy back time, get more organized, put systems into place, the easiest, simplest way I'm here to lead you step by step. And I invite you to stay with me because I'm going to show you how to do that exactly right now. I created a program for people just like you, right? Same in your same situation. I know I've been listening, watching you in chat, right? Shalise and Louisa and Brene, right? So there's 5 challenges you're facing right now. And you might be experiencing 1, 2, or all 5. Maybe you're overwhelmed with your inbox. Maybe you have scattered contacts all over the place. Maybe you have multiple calendars and none of them are talking to each other. Maybe you're just losing a lot of time finding those documents and you have general computer disorganization and you spend a long time procrastinating or duct taping them together. I created this program for people just like you who are creative, you're passionate, you're entrepreneurs, and I know you want to spend more time helping people instead of playing hunt and seek and looking for things. I know you want to spend more time sleeping better at night. And I know you want to wake up energized. That's why my company's organized and energized, right? Because I want to wake up organized. I want to wake up energized, just like I know you do. And I know you want more time for fun with more money, right? So I created a program that overcomes every single one of these issues in the most organized, step-by-step, easily consumable fashion, right? It's got to be step-by-step. It's got to be easy and you've got to be able to do it. So I walk you through every single step that takes care of each one of those 5 challenges. Another one of my clients, also named Mindy, ironically, said, this is I'll tell you the story. When I began working with her, she had documents saved as Word, some saved as Pages, some were in Drive. And to make matters worse, they were saved in over 4 locations. And, she didn't really know, some were even in iCloud. She didn't know where they were at any given point in time. Now, fortunately, the docs that were in Drive were easy to organize because there weren't that many. And she had just started with that method, right? So that helps a lot. So type in chat, how many locations are your documents right now? 1? Are they in 2 places, 3 places, 4 places, maybe 5? Yeah, let me know. What about you? 2, 4? Yeah, it's typical loads. Uncountable, Angela. Brene, 2. Okay, that's good. Okay, so after I organized Mindy's documents, this is what she said, and you've read it. Kathi did the impossible, took my disorganized file system. She was laughing about calling it a system and turned it into a streamlined, workable, user-friendly tool. I love to file my documents away now because I know where they go and I know where I'll be able to find them. Good job, Carrie. iCloud. Yeah. So the bottom line is the more organized you are, the more efficient you are. And that adds up, right? That adds up. And it's well worth the investment of your time and your money. This was actually a handwritten note that she actually mailed it to me, snail mail. I thought that was cool. So I created this course specifically for you if you're experiencing the challenge of not enough time, your finances just aren't flowing like they should be, or you're always running behind. Here's the thing. I know you need to tackle your issues, but you're not sure how to do it. And for those of you who are still with me, I know that you're ready to make a decision. And I want you to know right now, I feel and hear your pain. I get it. For the past few years, it's common for me to hear from clients that they can't sleep, that they're not able to take a vacation, that they're always working too much. And so I created this course specifically to overcome those challenges and things you might be experiencing right now. Maybe it's overwhelm. Maybe it's just a lack of direction and goals that are never getting met. How about amazing projects that have been on the back burner forever? How about that book you've been trying to write and publish forever, right? Believe me when I say it all comes down to overcoming your procrastination and organizing your digital life, right? I worked for many years about paper, and I still am a paper flow specialist, but these days it's now digital. Digital disorganization is really screwing us up. So maybe you've never considered this before today, but if you've ever put off getting systems put into place, it is costing you money, relationships, time. Absolutely. So maybe you've tried to get organized in the past and it didn't work. And this is what I discovered. You can say goodbye to overwhelm, procrastination when your digital life, files, emails are organized. And guess what? Following up so much easier because you can find your contacts super quick and you can maintain your focus, and you'll wake up each day feeling energized because you're not getting stuck inside your daggone inbox forever. And you know what to do with clarity, and you know what the next steps are to grow your business. Does this sound good? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So at this point, you might be thinking, okay, Kat, this sounds great, but how much time is this going to take? Now, I want to be 100% honest and transparent with you. If you have an inbox with over 500,000 emails or documents spread across 5 different places and said, hey, we're going to lick this in an hour, I'm lying, right? The only way to do it in an hour is to bring in a bulldozer and literally bulldoze it down. And that's the only way we're going to get rid of it in an hour. So I'm asking you now, do you want to do it fast, or do you want to do it right and do it once and get it done once and all? The formula I'm talking about will help you learn how to do it slowly, learn how to do it right. And the best part is, once you take the time to make the time, it accelerates much later at a later date, having way more time, more money, more possibilities, more space. It accelerates your wins when you invest a little bit of time and energy right now. And remember that for every hour you give me, you literally get 10 back. It's been proven for NAPO, my National Association of Pro Organizers. Every hour you spend planning and executing gives you 10 hours later. Do you think that's a good investment? Yeah, type yes if you think that's a good investment. So I'd like to introduce you to the Google Workspace Mastery Program. In this master program, you're going to up-level your productivity, and you're going to move from overwhelmed to effortlessly organized, like the true pro that I know you are. This training is going to reduce your stress, make you more efficient, and help you get totally organized. And in just 5 weeks with me, you're going to have an optimized system working for your business, working for you instead of against you. And you'll save countless hours. You'll be able to find your digital documents, and you'll be the boss of your inbox. Who wants to be the boss of their inbox? You'll also have a calendar system that lets you know where to go, when to go, and manage your appointments with less stress, so you can actually buy back that 1 month every year, make more money, stress less than you ever thought was possible. And, you know, this is for you if you're a busy business owner who feels stressed for time, feel like you can be more organized, but you're not quite sure how. You want to make more money, you want to have more vacation time, and you want to have better system and run your business like a pro. This class is going to take you from overwhelmed to effortlessly organized like a pro, less stress, more efficiency, total organization. This is how it's going to go. The first thing we're going to do in this program is automate and tame your Gmail inbox. I'm going to help you achieve inbox clarity and reduce your daggone email overwhelm, which is what everyone's up against. Then we're going to build a user-friendly, workable, searchable client database in Google Contacts, so you can create a centralized system to find your contacts quickly, easily, and effortlessly. You can find them in groups, or you can find them in singles. It doesn't matter. You can have a database that works for you instead of against you. In week 3, you're going to learn how to take control of your calendar and set appointments like the pro that I know you are, right? You're going to learn how to use Google Calendar synced across all your devices. This will allow you to prioritize your tasks effectively and know where you're supposed to be, when, what, and where easily, no matter where you are in the world. And in week 4, we're going to organize your Google Drive, right? We're going to get your documents easily accessible, easy access, and we're going to implement a simple, intuitive file organization system for you. And by setting up a basic folder structure and learning best practices for naming files and folders. Now, in order to create systems that stick and last long term, we're going to spend time in module 5 troubleshooting the common issues and in the systems that you've created, right? So week 5 is going to be kind of like, let's summarize and let's make sure your systems are set. Now, I'm committed to your success. So there's going to be a bonus week 6. If you want to join me, it's the day after Memorial Day. I'm going to be there for you to help you wrap a bow around it, right? Help you make sure that things are finished and that you know what you're doing and you're on your road to success. This is going to be $19.97. It's reduced to $9.97, and I have a pilot. This is a pilot class. You get $700 off when you use the code PILOT. You get it for only $297. This is like the biggest deal of the century. And actually, it's the cheapest class I've ever sold like this. And it's because, or I should say, the least expensive, right? And it's because it's a pilot class. I'm going to be learning along with you. Everything that I know, I'm going to be showing you, and you're going to teach me more things that you need to know. And we're going to be learning even more. So it's a pilot class. It is only 5 weeks. But let's get into.
Before I was working with Kathi, I realized that our team was spending a lot of time and energy looking for things in different places. Because 2 of our 3 team members are remote, it is very important for us to be efficient and know where everything is. So after working with Kathi, she taught us to have digital files where we have a clear process, a check off agenda before we even the file on what exactly needs to be done. So it is not firm, it's very fluid. The more we use it, the more we can change the labels and things like that. But it has been so valuable to our agency and our team that I can't even put it into any more words. But it has made our team much more efficient. We know exactly where to find documents and client files. It has saved us not just time and energy, but definitely lots of money, because we are more efficient and we're able to spend that time building relationship and doing other important things to bring more growth for our business. So after working with Kathi, we have definitely seen the immediate impact of creating clear processes and files.
That's my client, Leanne. She's so sweet and so cool. And yeah, she's just, her team is doing great. She's making a lot more money than she was before. So here's the thing. If you want to get your business organized like Leanne, and tens of thousands, I've worked with tens of thousands of clients over 20 years. This is how it's going to work. There's going to be 5 live classes in small group coaching sessions. And every week we're going to have celebrations. I love that. And you're going to have direct access to me. There's going to be lessons and Q&A. And if for some reason you can't make one of the classes, you're going to have access to the replay. There's online training videos that supplement the training so that you can watch them on your own schedule. And they're on demand, and they'll reside inside your student portal. You're also going to get a training manual with complete in-depth instructions on how to do all of these things with easy to follow step-by-step guidance, right? That's the whole thing. It's going to be organized and step-by-step. It's going to be printable, or you can also view it online or save it online in your particular Google folder. You're also going to have a fillable notebook that is personalized, that you can keep your notebooks, keep your worksheets and your notes for your accomplishments, and keep track of, what you need to remember yourself. There's a student portal, which I love. You're going to have access to this 24/7, and you're going to be able to access and download every single bonus. And you're going to have a calendar also that you can just click, and it'll put our meetings or our lessons right into your Google Calendar. And the entire course is saved, and you'll have lifetime access to it, right? Lifetime access. And you can even upload your reference notes that you take. So as I mentioned, every single class is going to be recorded. You're going to have on-demand replays anytime you want. You're going to be able to access it forever, 24/7. If you want to study in the middle of the night, you can. Sometimes I study in the middle of the night. And this way of life happens, or you simply need a refresh, you're never going to miss a single training, right? You're going to be able to go back to it. There's a 5-step strategy. Okay, it includes a system to manage your inbox, how to take control of your contacts, how to find your digital docs, how to schedule your calendar like a pro, and it's going to show you how to never waste time again and make more money. There's also online training videos that are going to supplement the training. You can watch them on your own schedule. They're on demand, and they're going to reside right inside your student portal. Now, there is going to be Google System quick steps. Thank you, Angela. I'll see you next week. Angela's already in. you're going to receive several Google system templates to use, and you can refer back to them as it goes. There's going to be out 1 to 2 templates per module. Sorry, that one's not showing up. Doesn't really matter. But these templates are going to save you time and help it make it be easy to implement, right? And they're going to be customizable for your needs too. Every week, this is how my classes go. Super simple format. It's 5 weeks, 1 hour each week. There's a new module with step-by-step strategies. We celebrate all along the way, right? We celebrate when we make when we make a win, right? There's going to be companion handouts, a workbook to reference, and you're going to be able to customize the system with your words. This is the important thing for me. It's customizable for you. Just like Leanne said, it's fluid and it can change based on the growth of your company. And there's a training manual that lists the exact steps. Literally, you're going to get an outline for every single step. So I'm going to be with you every step of the way. And there's 24/7 access. Now, here's the thing too, I'm setting up personal accountability groups. So for those who want accountability partners, there's going to be that availability for you to merge up with somebody else that you resonate with to keep each other on track as the cast goes. So I love having accountability groups. I still have friends from old classes that are now good, or accountability partners that are now good friends that still hang out with each other. One of them is in Canada and one of them is in San Diego, and they still are accountability partners for each other. So you'll create lifelong friendships as well with this. So by the end, we're going to be able to buy you back hours in your life. You're going to be able to put more money in your pocket. And I'm going to give you the 5-step strategy that works for you. Now, if you're worried about getting stuck or lost during the training, I'm setting up WhatsApp. So don't be scared. I'm committed to your success. And that's why I'm offering live support during this class. I'm on WhatsApp for you, right? So, and on WhatsApp, you can ask me a question and I'll answer you. Now, I'm playing between WhatsApp and Voxer. I love Voxer because I can verbally answer. So we're going to see what works best for the group. It's either going to be WhatsApp or Voxer. But, all throughout the courses that I've done, people have told me that it's invaluable to get support between in classes. I see your hand under. I'm going to answer questions in just 1 minute. Okay. Now I'm here to answer your questions. Oh, actually, I'm not. I'm sorry. There's a whole lot of bonuses. Yeah, 10 a.m. PST. Thank you, Angela. You're so sweet. She's answering the question. It's 10 a.m. PST, and it runs for an hour. Mute yourself just for a minute because I have some bonuses that I want to give you. Okay. So the first bonus is you're going to get email templates. Okay, email templates. It's a collection of professionally crafted email templates for common scenarios like follow-ups, meeting requests, client responses, all that good stuff. You're going to have this templates pack that's going to save you a lot of time. So you don't have to write a lot of emails. They're going to be templates. And then when you have your own templates that you need to write, you're going to know the best way to do it. This is going to ensure polished communication and reduce your stress when you're responding to the same old thing over and over. It's going to save you a lot of time, right? And then you're going to have the filing freedom kit that's going to help you never lose a file again. It's a file naming system, best strategies guide, right? So we're going to show you, it's a quick reference on how to name and organize files in Google Drive. And it's going to make the files easier to find with a consistent naming system. That's the whole thing, consistency. And that's one thing that I have to really focus on is the linear consistency, right? So I like guidelines like this. That's why I made it for you. Your third bonus is going to be a step-by-step instruction on how to use filters, labels, canned responses to automate your email management. It's going to cut down on time in your inbox, okay? The next bonus is a 5-minute Gmail inbox routine. I love this one. It's going to cut your email time by 20% and show you how to put your inbox on auto. And it'll give you a simple, actionable system to get your Gmail near zero, right? Near zero. I think inbox zero is kind of a myth because you get it there and it's gone again. And it'll prevent your email overload. If you could mute, that'd be awesome. And then my next bonus is the checklist to take control of your time. This is a step-by-step checklist that helps you optimize Google Calendar tasks and productivity tools. It helps you structure your day for maximum efficiency. And, you know, if you're tired of feeling overwhelmed by your workload and you're just struggling to keep your balance, this report's specifically designed to help you effectively manage your time. So here's the full value of the program. You know, you get all of this stuff. You get accountability and support, you get personalized training, you get group sessions, you get lifetime session recordings, you get handouts, worksheets, templates, best practices, cheat sheets, strategies guide, how to organize your inbox, how to take over your time. All of this is about $7,247, right? But I'm not asking you for that at all. I'm asking you for $297. Now, here's the thing. Those who do it right now when we're on the call are going to get a fast track workspace freedom work with me one-on-one private for 30 minutes. During this personal 30-minute one-on-one fast track workspace freedom accelerator session, I'm going to help you get on track, and I'm going to help you decide the fastest, best, quickest way to get things done in your life based on you. So you get 30 minutes of me, that's worth $997. Everyone who decides that you're going to opt in while I'm still on this call is going to get that fast track to workspace freedom one-on-one with me. Yeah. And you can choose to take it before the class, during the class, or after the class. It really depends on what you want and what works best for you, but you get private one-on-one with me. So this is your time to take action. You can scan the code. You can type in the URL. I think it's in chat as well. Lovely Janine's put it in chat. And if you use the code PILOT, you save $700 and you get it for only $297. Yeah. So think about 6 months from now. Louisa, it is on Tuesdays. 6 months from now, think about what your life's going to look like once you take control of your papers and your documents. You're going to have more time. You're going to be empowered to know what to do, and most importantly, what not to do. And there'll be no more lingering indecision. You're going to have time to focus on the important parts of your life and the important parts of your business. Like my client, Sarah, she had an image consultancy agency. But she also managed 3 retail rental properties. She was overwhelmed with her schedule and she was always running behind. She's the one I told you about her earlier. She had no time for her girlfriends. And her big goal in life was to only work 5 days a week. Like she was working like 6 or 7 every single week, and she had no time for her girlfriends. So we worked on time management on her calendar. And once she got a hold of that, she was able to take weekends off because she was able to parcel her task into 5 days instead of the 7 days. And the big bonus for her was that she got to spend one Saturday a month with her girlfriends drinking mimosas for brunch. That was her big goal. I want Saturdays with my girlfriends. I want back to relationships, right? Her big goal was, I want my relationships with my girlfriends again. And it sound familiar? I mean, we all want that. We all want better relationships. But when we're working 7 days a week, we don't have that. So 6 months from now, or even 6 weeks from now, you're going to have more freedom and you're going to be making more money, and you're going to be able to parcel your life into doable things. You're not going to be working 7 days a week or 6 days a week, 12-hour days, right? Because you're going to stop wasting that month a year. You're going to take advantage of using that month a year for more fun things. Another client, Susan, she automated her inbox with Gmail. She set up filters and labels, and now her client emails go into auto sort into folders. And we also organize her client folders in Drive by active clients, contracts, invoices. Now she finds everything she needs in 45 in seconds, not 45 minutes. After we created her document templates for her consultations and invoices like Leanne, she had no more copying and pasting. What happened to her now is she's able to cut her admin in time by 55%. She told me that saved her 12 hours a month. Yeah. So her clients also complimented her on being organized. They're like, you're so organized. She calls me up and says, my client just said I was organized. I can't believe it. So most importantly, she regained her evenings, and she no longer spends evenings shuffling paperwork. She actually has time for her kiddos at night. So for those of you who are on the fence, it's a risk-free decision, right? If by the end of the first 7 days, you've shown up, you feel like you're not getting anywhere and it's not like you, I'll give you your own back, no questions asked. Because I'm here for you to help you change your business in your life. That's my goal. And I firmly stand behind the integrity and the value of this formula that I've created. And as my reputation, quite honestly. So here's the deal. If for any reason you don't feel it's good for you, you're not engaged, you submitted a homework and you're like, it's still not working, gladly, I will give you a refund, 100% guarantee. So now's the time to take action. You can do the QR code. In the future, I will be selling this for at least $9.97 and probably the normal $19.97 that I normally do. But since this is my first offer of this, it's, I'm going to sell it to you. You only get it for $9.97. Use that $700 coupon, use the code PILOT, grab it for $297. It's going to be the best 5 weeks you've ever spent and the best money you've ever spent. Guess what? If you don't make $300 back in like quickly, I have screwed the pooch. I have not done my job. And according to my code of ethics, I've got to transfer skills to you. So that's what it's all about. So now I'm finally here to answer your questions. Okay. And I know you have some. Madhuri, you had a question.
I have a couple quick ones. One, so mornings are very difficult for me because I substitute teach. And my summer comes in mid-June. So I want to do this because I absolutely believe in what you're doing and your price is insane. Can I pay for it now? And then can I come? I do so much better with live stuff. So I'm not sure I can do all this live now, but I'd love to buy the program, have everything. But would I be able to come on live in the summer?
You can't come live in summer. You have this for life. So you have access to this program for life.
Even live, I can come actually on the class?
The class is going to be for 5 weeks live, actually 6 weeks live for those who want to join me the day after Memorial Day. So it will be live for 6 weeks.
But what I'm saying is those 3 weeks, if I give up my Tuesdays, that costs me $1,000, something like that. So I'm asking if you're going to run it again, will I be able to come on live at a later date, even if I buy now?
Yes. You can come on whenever I offer it. I'll comp you in.
Okay. So in other words, if I know I need this, I'm not great at doing it when it's not live. I may or may not be able to make it to your live things. I want to at some point be able to absolutely do it live.
Yes, I am going to offer this again, and it will be way more than $297.
I'm not worried about that. I know without question, I need this. I want to let you know that I believe in you. I'm very happy to pay for it today. The time is difficult for me, and I know by summer, I have the whole summer off, so I can actually.
Excellent. That's great. Yeah, and Coach Louisa, when does it start? It starts next Tuesday, same time, same bat channel. Yep. So there's a reason I'm here at 10 a.m. because that's when the class is going to be. Every Tuesday, 10 a.m. from April 22nd to the day after Memorial Day. And that's an optional week. So, if you guys are going away, I understand it's completely optional. If my class decides that you don't want to meet on the day after Memorial Day, I'm flying away actually to Aruba the day after that. So I don't mind not being there, but if you guys want me, I'm dedicated to being there and I will be there for you on the day after Memorial Day, should the class want it. Yeah. Yes, Madhuri.
So did you know that you can leave voice recordings on WhatsApp?
No, and that was my big thing because I switched from Skype to WhatsApp just recently and I haven't fully done that. So thank you for that. So I will stick with WhatsApp if I can do voice responses, because what I find during my classes, I always do 6-week classes, that there's a lot of questions in between each class. And if I can just answer like this, I can do it like that, but if I have to type in stuff, it takes me forever. That was why I was on the fence with Voxer versus WhatsApp. But if I can voice respond, I'm a happy girl and I will stick with WhatsApp.
You absolutely can.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Angela. Yeah, Angela's in the class. I already have 2 people signed up for this class like 3 weeks ago before I even announced it really. So, for $297, it's kind of like a no-brainer. And that's what I'm doing it for. Because I want this, I just want to have as many people in as possible. I want as many accountability people, partners as I can get together, right? Hey, and Maduri, if you can show up for even one of the classes, maybe you'll meet an accountability partner who wants to be still working on it throughout the summer with you and being accountable. So I would hop on to at least one session to see if you can find yourself a partner.
I want to be on. We'll have to see what happens because I need to sort of grab as much money as I can working before mid-June.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. And you'll make more money in the summer. You'll be so much more productive when you get this together. Oh, Louisa, you're in the class. I'm so excited. I know a lot of people have already taken the offer. It's kind of like, in my opinion, silly if you don't, because even if you don't have money, we all have $300. And if you give up 5 weeks of your time, I guarantee you'll get 10 weeks of productivity back later. Absolutely.
Well, that's it. I'm in the overwhelm with even the business cards I get from networking, which I love networking, but there's got to be an easier way to enter those things or something. And like you said, I know you have tips for me, so I need help.
Yeah, I got all sorts of tips about the business card thing. And Maggie, you had a question? Oh, you're muted. Your hand's up, but your microphone's off. Hold on, she's checking. And anybody else? I can't see everybody, so I can't see if hands are raised. So I apologize. Okay, Maggie, your mic's on.
Perfect. Okay, so I hate to do this, but I'd like to go back to the content of the hour.
Sure.
We're talking about contacts and putting them into lists and stuff. Now, I've done this in the past where I would put my contacts into a list, a group in a list, but then I would have to put in another list, like so let's say like GOGs. I'd have to put GOGs and then GOGs 2, because there's so many people in GOGs that I have to put another list because it maxed out.
There's no
max.
No, there's no
max now.
And you're not in Google Contacts. I think when you're doing this, no, there's no max on how many contacts can be in a label.
Really?
And like you could have, like, we're GOG girls. I don't know if you guys know about GOG, but Maggie and I have
Sorry
been
about that,
knowing
ladies
each other
and
forever.
gentlemen.
So what, like Maggie, you are labeled as GOG, you are labeled as networking, and you are labeled as friend. So I have you labeled 3 ways, girlfriend. But if I would pull up all the GOGs, I can just pull up all the GOGs and export them to do whatever I want to do with them or whatever. So
Right.
yeah, but there's no limit. So I don't think you're using Google Contacts. You might be using some other database. Here's the thing about Google. Number one, it's fairly free. Number two, they're the leader in the industry. It's the thing for the world. And they've spent a lot of time putting these systems together. But the thing is that most people don't know how robust it is because we only use a few of the features. Like until last year, I didn't know, until I got my client in France, I didn't know that I could see her time right on my calendar. Like that's pretty cool. Look at my calendar. I can see her time and my time at the same time.
Right.
Pretty cool. Right. So there's all these features, and it just keeps getting better and better and better. So why not use Google? It's world standard right now. And it's always surprising to me how much we don't know. And that's why this is a pilot. We don't know what we don't know. And when I start working with everybody in the class, I'm going to find out new things too. And it's only going to get better and better and better, which is the fun. That's my juice, right? Creativity. So I'm literally creating this as we go based on what I know already. And there's going to be so much more that I'm going to learn through your questions.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Hey, good to see you, Katie. I hadn't seen that you were there, and Deborah as well. Yeah, and Angela. Okay, Maduri, you have another question? Yes, ma'am.
I have a tendency to mess things up. So this has come on in my pending payments, and it's really close to the amount of credit I have. And also, I'm not sure which email I signed up with, and my Maduri Michelle doesn't tend to always work on the funnels, which means if I have any problem, can I write to you directly and just sort it out?
Yeah, please write support@organizedandenergized.com.
Okay, that's what I
This
need.
is Janine. This is my Janine's online right now. She will help you. I don't deal with much of that.
I don't know.
Support at, and you know that, Madura, you're a support person yourself. I know you're a support for
But I do that. I'm
Yeah.
not a trained support person. I do that because I have so much affection for Eric.
I love Eric.
Support at
Yeah, support@organizedandenergized.com. Janine will help you, walk you through it and figure out what happened, good, bad, ugly. Because she's fantastic. I'm sorry.
Is it organized AND?
Yes. Organized and energized.com. Yeah, you'll see it up there. It's not get organized and energized, but it's www.organizedandenergized.com.
Okay.
The get.organize is how you get to the page to sign up.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. I should be all set. I'm just not sure where I sent it. That's why I'm doing this.
Yeah, Janine can find out for you. No worries.
Only if I have a problem, I'll reach out. Thank you.
She's good like that. She can, and in fact, all throughout the class, she's going to be our support person, our beacon in the night to help us get through anything that, we need to get through. Thank goodness for her. Again, we all need help. We all need help. I need help. I have two VAs. We all need that. It's so very important that we have a support mechanism built into our businesses because we cannot go it alone. We just can't. So like I say, my goal is to support you and transfer skills because that's part of my board certification. If I ain't transferring skills, I'm doing a lousy job. So, and you're all going to be different and you're all going to have a little bit different challenges than each other, like Maduri, it could be you just, not remembering what email you signed up with. That happens to me too. I have 7 emails, right? So we all have our own little challenges on what works and what doesn't. And, that's the point. And that's actually the fun part for me. I like having different people have different problems and different challenges. For me, it's juice. Yes.
So the other question, oh dear. The other question was, you mentioned that you had a gift for those of us who stay till the end. And in 15 minutes, I have to get on a business call. So I want to make sure I don't miss that.
You got it. You got 30 minutes with me one-on-one.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah. 30 minutes with me one-on-one. It's a fast track accelerator session where I will help you, and you can choose to take it now. You can choose to take it in the middle of the class or at the end of the class. It really depends on when you think you need me most. But it's 30 minutes one-on-one, no sales, just straight strategy based on what you need specifically for yourself during, right now. Actually, it could be right now. What do you need now? Yes, Coach Louisa.
Yeah. Do you have a Google Calendar or something that you want to send to us or something? I guess you will, with probably an email follow-up. I'm getting ahead of myself, I'm sure.
Yeah, you're going to get an email follow-up that has a link for all of you who join right now while we're live. You're going to get an email from support at Organized and Energized, probably, or maybe me. Not sure. I don't do it. But you're going to get an email that gives you a link to schedule your session. And you can choose to schedule it now, or you can choose to schedule it later. It really depends on, how much do you need it? How quickly do you need it? Do you need it now, or do you need to wait till you get into it when you have more questions? Whatever you want, whatever you want. Oh, Mary Ellen, I just saw you're there. I didn't even know you were here. That's what happens to me with not being able to see things. Yes, Louisa, you had another question?
I did. I wanted to know that the web, I guess it's the Zoom that we came on today. Is that the same one I need to reserve and put on my schedule going forward for Tuesdays at 10?
I don't believe so. There'll be a separate link for the class. I'm not quite sure. That's a tech question as well. But you will receive emails that you're going to receive a welcome email that welcomes you into the portal, your student portal. In that student portal is going to be the calendar where you can click and it'll go right into your Google Calendar. You'll sync every class.
Okay.
With
perfect.
the links, with the time, everything will be right there for you.
All
Yeah,
right,
it's
thank
all
you.
set up. It's all set up to go in the portal. Thank goodness. I love it when people send me and I can just click and add it to my calendar. That's one of my favorite things. So of course I put that in this class. Very important. You know, we want to make life simple. we want to save time. We want to have more time for fun, and we want to make more money, and we want time for our friends. You know, that's a big thing for me, is having time to actually be with friends and not stress out that I should be doing a deadline or whatever, you know. Oh, thank you, Dee. Oh, thank you, Deborah. Thank you. May we have the Google Drive template you mentioned? You're going to get that in class, Katie. You're going to get that in class. And oh, thanks, Deborah. It's so good to see you too. Good to see you this. It's been a while. Yeah, Katie, you're going to get all that templates and stuff. You're going to get the whole, you're going to get that and more in the class, like more templates than you could possibly desire. Without overwhelming you, of course, but it'll be step by step. This is what this template's for. This is what this template's for. And every week we'll have new templates that we're going to be working from, and we're going to have cheat sheets and step-by-step directions to keep it just real, keep it real linear, right? So I'm having a lot of fun creating this course. I just have to say, because it's all the stuff that I've been teaching my clients for the past, not 20 years. I've been teaching Google systems for probably 10 years. And that's why I did the class, actually, is I had one of my mentors said, you really need to do this class because all of my people need it as well. And I'm like, I know everybody I talk to doesn't really use it to its full capability. So, so it's pretty exciting that I'm creating it and just putting everything that I've been teaching in it and then expanding on it. Like as we go through the class, you'll have some crazy question. I'll be like, I don't know, I'm going to figure that out. And then we'll add it to the class. That's the whole beauty of a pilot program. And that is a whole beauty of being creative, you know? So it's just exciting to me. And Brene, I know you came in and I think you joined the Power Hour or something, but it wasn't, it was like Bernie, I think, but it wasn't Brene. And so I'm seeing, who is this Bernie girl? I don't know her somewhere, but it's good to see you on the call. Where did we meet?
Actually, I got an email from Eric, who does the podcast. Yeah.
Eric, my bud.
We've
Yeah,
not met.
I love
when
Eric.
You saw that registration, it's Brene. It's just it depends on whether it allows me to put the Sente Gu over my E.
Exactly. Because I'm like, I know Bernie. And I said, I know it's a woman, because I was where Janine and I were talking about that. So I know that's a woman. I know it's not Bernie, it's a guy. So that's pretty cool. Good to meet you and see your shining face. And I know you love Eric. I love Eric. Eric's a cool. If any of you guys don't know, Eric is a podcaster genius, and he's just a phenomenal, just a cool, sweet guy. And he's actually helping me, you know, some of you might be here from him. I know, Tom, your face looks familiar, but I don't really think you're Tom. You're somebody else. So it's good to see you. Anybody else have questions? As long as we're live, you can grab that bonus, or you can grab the free session with me. There will be a replay sent out for this, but the session will be gone. You know, the free with me. So I'm here for you. I'll stay as long as you have questions. If anybody has any other questions, I'm here.
I'll
Yeah.
be back in 30 minutes. I gotta take a break so I can be ready.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, good to see you.
You too. Bye-bye.
Yeah, 30 minutes. Yeah, we're going into the Power Hour. So of those of you who don't know what the Power Hour is, Brene just joined, and it's basically a get it done session. I meet 2 hours a month with my people, and it's a group basically get stuff done for an hour twice a month. and Brene just joined. So it's pretty exciting. Basically, people get on at the top of the hour. It's accountability is what it is. It's what many people have been asking for forever. It's like, I just need you to be there and make sure I do things. So I'm there 2 hours every single month, working alongside people who are working. And what's interesting is everybody's doing different things. I have some people who are organizing their house, some people who are working on their documents. One lady's launching a podcast. Everybody's doing things and getting stuff done. And I'm just there to support them and give them documents and give them tips as they go. Yes, Maduri.
Is that part of this or is that something separate?
Something separate.
Okay, well, we can have that conversation. You
Absolutely.
were absolutely delightful on Eric's summit, and I've always wanted to support you and wanted to 2 years ago, and I might be getting it together now. So I figured I'd better know what I'm getting into so I can promote you.
Yeah, you are getting it together. You are. And thank you. I got your email and that just made me really happy. Thank you so much for that sweet email after the class, after my summit. I appreciate that. That made me it gave me a good smile. You're very sweet. It's good to get good feedback. None of us get enough good feedback from time to time. It helps that.
So I just wrote to Janine and told her that my Maduri Michelle doesn't always work with the funnel. So I came in through Michelle Fremont to see if I could maybe get the portal at the other place. But I want you to know, Maduri is my name out of India. It means Madhu is honey in Sanskrit. It means sweet. I was never called sweet until I got that name. So thank you.
I love that. Yeah. I have a partiality to India. I sang kirtan for years and sang in Sanskrit. So I was in a band called Jaya for 11 years.
We probably know 100 people in common.
Probably. Are you here in San Diego?
No, I'm in Providence, Rhode Island, but I used to serve Amma the Hugging Saint. I'm friends with Krishna Das, and I've met David Pramal, and I'm friendly with Mitten, and I know all of the devotees of Neem Karoli Baba, and I've done a little traveling with some of the Kirtan people, and I've come out to California. So yeah, we probably know a lot of people together.
Yeah, we have a lot of kirtan out here. David and Mitten are coming, by the way, in later this month. So I'm pretty excited about that.
With Manos?
I don't know. Probably. I don't know. I just love what they did in Costa Rica. They chanted every single day at noon in Costa Rica when they were stuck there during COVID. That was a huge, huge, huge gift to the world for them to be every noon, giving us their beautiful hearts and their songs. Boy, that was a huge thing. I tuned in all the time on, noon because they're stuck in Costa Rica. Bad place to be stuck in, right? But they made the best of it.
Was that through the Gayatri app?
It was Facebook Lives.
Oh, I wish I'd known. I would have been there every day.
It went Facebook Live every single day, noon, every day, 7 days a week.
I wish I'd known. I know.
It was huge. It was really, really, it got me through, some stuff. I think it got everybody through some stuff, because it wasn't the easiest thing. Okay, any other questions? I have a class starting in 20 minutes. So, or power hour, I should say, is starting in 20 hours and not really a class, but I'm going to stop and do a bio break and then I'll be back on live at noon. But I so appreciate you. I hope you're in the class. I hope you're in the class, Maggie. Are you in the class?
I'm not going to be able to make it. Thank you, though.
I
have 1 o'clock.
I'm sorry?
I have 1 o'clock. I have to be there a few minutes before.
No, this at 10. No, I mean the masterclass.
Oh no, that master. I don't think so. I'll talk
All right.
to you.
Well, I know you're launching. I know you're trying to move, but I know for a fact that $300 you'll make that money back. I know you will by being more.
I know.
But it's good to see you anyhow. I'm so glad you joined and stayed with me for the duration.
Yeah, and this was an eye opener. Thank you very much. I appreciate the time and I appreciate you always.
Yeah, I appreciate you
Yeah.
all the time. Okay,
Yeah.
girls, I'm going to sign up. Does anybody else have any more questions? Last call for questions.
No.
Anybody else? Okay. Hey, good to see you, Al, by the way. I saw you, I think I saw your face briefly, but you're still there. But good to see you, and Angela and Andy and Carolyn and Wang and Tom. Good to see you.
Whoever's left.
And I will see you hopefully next week, next Tuesday, same time, same bat channel. Thanks, you guys. Bye.